Hello, friends, and welcome to Anag Academy. You are listening to RAS Podcast, your trusted companion for civil services examination preparation. Today, our topic is judicial activism in India and its impact. This is an extremely important topic from the perspective of civil services, especially the interview stage. So, first, let's understand what judicial activism actually is. Generally, the role of judiciary is to interpret laws and settle disputes. But when the judiciary goes beyond its traditional role and actively takes steps to bring about social reform, protect citizens' rights, or fill the gaps left by the legislature and executive, it is termed judicial activism. It is the active role of the judiciary in upholding citizens' rights and preserving the constitutional and legal system. It's slightly different from the judicial review, although the two are related. So, is there any basis for judicial activism in our constitution? The term judicial activism is not explicitly mentioned in the constitution, but several articles grant broad powers to the judiciary, forming the basis for activism, such as Article 13. This gives the power of judicial review of laws if they are inconsistent with fundamental rights. Similarly, Article 32 and Article 226. These empower citizens to directly approach either the Supreme Court or the High Court if their fundamental rights are violated. The concept of public interest litigation, that is PIL, evolved in this context. One another article is Article 142. This article grants the Supreme Court extraordinary powers to pass any decree or order necessary for doing complete justice in any matter pending before it. Now let's look at some important examples. There are several landmark cases of judicial activism that have profoundly impacted law and society in India, such as Vishakha versus State of Rajasthan. In this case, the Supreme Court issued detailed guidelines to prevent sexual harassment at the workplace, known as the Vishakha Guidelines. It emphasized the need for a safe working environment for women, asserting gender equality as integral to fundamental rights. Later, Parliament enacted a law based on these guidelines in 2013. This is prime example of judicial intervention in an area of legislative inaction. Second one is MC Mehta cases. In the field of environmental protection, the Supreme Court delivered significant judgments on several PIL filed by MC Mehta, addressing issues like Ganga pollution, air pollution in Delhi, ordering CNG buses, and establishing the principle of absolute liability for hazardous industries. Have there been instances of judicial activism in recent years as well? Absolutely. The judiciary has remained active on contemporary issues. Arjun Gopal versus Union of India, the case of 2018. In this case, the Supreme Court restricted the use of firecrackers, especially during Diwali, in the Delhi NCR region to protect public health. This reflects judicial activism on issues like environment and health. Recent cases regarding Tamil Nadu governor. Recently, the Supreme Court significantly intervened regarding the issue of the governor of Tamil Nadu excessively delaying assent to several bills passed by the state legislature or reserving them indefinitely for the president's consideration. The court clarified that the governor, while exercising powers under Article 200, cannot indefinitely nullify the legislative will. The court emphasized that constitutional functionaries must act within a reasonable time frame to uphold the constitutional processes. This case is a recent example of judicial intervention concerning the alleged non performance of constitutional duties by the executive, in this instance, the governor. Environmental issues. The judiciary continuously issues directives through PILs on matters like environmental protection, deforestation, and pollution. About administrative inaction, in many instances, when administrative bodies fail to perform their duties, Courts intervene as seen during the COVID-19 pandemic regarding oxygen supply, medicine, and issues faced by the migrant laborer. Let's also talk about the impact and criticism of judicial activism. First, about positive impacts. It protects the fundamental rights of citizens, especially those of the deprived and weaker section. It makes the legislature and executive accountable for their constitutional duties. It can accelerate social and political reforms, especially when the legislative process is slow. It gives judges an opportunity to protect individual rights and make the law fairer. It provides a system of checks and balances to the other branches of government. Now we discuss about the criticism, that is judicial overreach. Critics argue that it violates the principle of separation of powers, where the judiciary encroaches upon the domain of the legislature or the executive. Judges might override existing laws, thereby violating the line drawn by the constitution. Judges are not elected representatives, so charging them with policy making is considered against the democratic principles. Repeated interference by courts can erode public faith in the quality and efficiency of governmental institutions. Concerns are also raised that judges' personal views or biases might influence decisions. So, how should one prepare for this topic for the civil services interview? In the interview, you are expected to have a balanced perspective on judicial activism. Be familiar with its definition, constitutional basis, especially Article 13, 32, Article 142, and 226, and important cases, both old and recent cases. Be prepared to discuss both its positive impacts like protection of rights, social justice, and negative aspect or criticism like separation of powers, judicial overreach. Understand why a balance between judicial activism and judicial restraint is necessary. You might be asked if the judiciary is overstepping its boundaries. Your answer should be based on constitutional principles and practical examples. A neutral and balanced answer is always appreciated by the interviewer. So friends, judicial activism is like a double-edged sword. While on one hand it has strengthened citizens' rights and increased accountability in governance in Indian democracy, on the other hand, concerns about judicial overreach also exist. As a civil service aspirant, it is crucial for you to understand both aspects and adopt a balanced viewpoint. That's all for today's episode of RAS podcast. Hope you found this discussion useful. Don't forget to subscribe to our Anag Academy channel and share your thoughts in the comment section. We will meet again in the next episode with a new topic. Thank you and goodbye.